Hello students, if you can remember, we are talking about the chapter polymers, and just to recollect, we had discussed about the different type of polymers, and in previous video we have discussed about few examples of addition polymers. There we discussed about polythene also, and we talked about high density polythene as well as we talked about low density polythene also. Now in continuation to that, today we have to discuss about condensation polymers. As you know, condensation polymer, the term tell that these polymers are formed when monomer units combine and they combine with loss of some small molecules. These are called as a condensation polymer, which involves the loss of a small molecule during formation. So some important examples are there for your level, for your standard. So accordingly, we have to talk about, first of all, about polyamides. According to given syllabus, first of all, we have to talk about polyamides. Now when I say polyamides, as a name tell, poly to you know well, poly means many, amide means these are the compounds, these are the polymers which have good number of, large number of amide groups in them. They are having amide groups in them, that's why they are to be called as the polyamide. And when I say amide, the point is there, how do we get this amide group, how this amide group is actually formed. So remember, to get this amide group we need an amino group. Amino group means NH2 group we need, and we need a carboxylic acid group, that is COOH. So means, I repeat, I just want to recollect that for condensation polymerization we need the monomer which should have bifunctional group at least. So now when I say bifunctional group, so means those monomers we needed here which have bifunctional group and they will combine with the loss of some small molecule, and in case of this polyamide we need a functional group, that is carboxylic acid, and we need another functional group, that is amino group. Let us take this example first. Now if you see, this is an example of nylon 6,6. Now what this 6,6 stands for? 6,6 stands for that there are two monomer units, and in these two monomer units, each monomer unit is made up of 6 carbon atom. Like if you say nylon 6,6, it is a copolymer, 6,6, two different molecules, and it is a copolymer of two molecules, that is hexamethylene diamine. This is the formula of this hexamethylene diamine. You check it now. Hexamethylene, 6 carbon, 2 amino groups. And another, we have adipic acid. You see now, in this adipic acid, there are 4 carbon as CH2, 1 COOH, another COOH, means in total 6 carbon atoms. So now these two monomer units fulfill the requirement of condensation polymer. And what they fulfill? That these are monomer units, and each monomer unit having 2 functional groups. That is a basic need for the formation of the condensation polymer. So now this is adipic acid, this is hexamethylene diamine, they undergo chemical combination. Now it results in the formation of amide bond. How does it form? From this carboxylic acid, this OH is lost, and from this amino group, one H is lost. Loss of H2O. Now tell me, if OH is lost, what is left? CO. You check it now. CO is left. And here what is left? H is lost, so what is left? NH is left. This NHCO, this is called amide. This NHCO is called amide. And I can remember we had discussed earlier also. Now this COOH, when they combine, this results in the formation of this unit, and in this end we are left with COOH group here, and we are left with NH2 group here. And if we remove H, so what does it mean? It is ready to form the further bond, and it is also ready to form the further bond. This is amide bond. That's why, and this is the, I must say, basic monomer unit for nylon 6,6. So two monomer units got combined. They are having 2 functional group, they are having both carboxyl group and they are having both amino group. They combine, from NH2 H is lost, from carboxylic acid OH is lost, and this NHCO, it is called amide bond. And I am repeating it again just for you, कि from this COOH, OH is lost, bond is open, NH2 H is lost, bond is open. So this is to be called as a repeating unit. These units will repeat again and again, and this will result in the formation of a fiber nylon 6,6. Similarly, we have nylon 6,10. Now I think it is clear to you. Nylon 6,10, when I say, means there are 2 monomer units. One is having 6 carbon, another is having 10 carbon. So we have copolymer again of hexamethylene diamine, 6 carbon, and sebacic acid, 8, 1, 9, 1, 10, total 10 carbon. Again they undergo polymerization. H is lost, OH is lost. You see now, from here H is lost, from here OH is lost. Again what you will get? NHCO, amide bond. As usual, at the end you have COOH. OH is ready to be lost, and from here NH2 H is ready to be lost, and this results in the formation of again a kind of nylon fiber, which is called nylon 6,10. So I told it first reason, I just wanted to tell that there are 2 monomer units. Basically my point is there that each group should have 2 functional group. Now likely possibility is there that these 2 functional group, they were present in separate molecule, they can be together in one molecule as well. So now it means that I am sure they can also undergo the process of condensation polymerization. But since this single molecule contain both functional group, so only these molecules will repeatedly combine. This molecule will combine again and again. From here OH will be lost, from here H will be lost, and this will result in the formation. Since only one molecule is involved which have 6 carbon, so this polymer is called as a nylon 6. So all these are polyamides, these 3, nylon 6, nylon 6,6 and nylon 6,10. These all are condensation polymers. But this is homopolymer. Condition it satisfies. That how does it satisfies? Single molecule, 2 functional group. Here no doubt we took 2 molecules, but each molecule having 2 functional group. Each molecule having 2 functional group. These are about the nylons. Normally what type of questions you get? They normally ask, okay, what are the monomer units and what are the uses basically. So I just wanted to tell you how this process is actually going on. Now if we talk about their uses, so first we talk about nylon 6. Nylon 6 is used in tire cords. I think you must have seen within the tire is made up of rubber or made up of vulcanized rubber, but we find some supporting wire in it. And that supporting wire, this is called tire cord, and this is made up of nylon 6, which helps to it forms a kind of network within the tire, which helps to bind the vulcanized rubber together. It is also used in fabrics, and it is also used for ropes, mountaineering ropes. Now see how strong tensile strength they have. They have a very large load bearing capacity. This is the use of nylon 6. And nylon 6,6 and nylon 6,10 they have almost common uses, like they are used as a substitute of metal. See how hard, because of their hardness, because of their toughness, they are being used as a substitute of metal. For example, for making ball bearings, for making gears in your automobiles. Now the automobile gear are not made up of metals, they are basically made up of these nylon. They are also used in fabrics. They are also used in bristles. Bristles, where you find the bristles? Like tooth brush you have. Those bristles are made up of these nylon 6,6 and 6,10 and brushes as well. So this is about polyamides. This is about nylons, 3 kind of nylons. And interesting, why this is called nylon? Nylon word is taken, NY stands for New York and LON stands for London, because this fiber was first discovered in New York and London. That's why this is also termed in that honor nylon. Now next is there this is again another condensation polymer, and very important, this is called polyester. Polyester. Now it's very clear. Polyester, many ester groups. Now who can tell how this ester group is formed? Yes, very correct. Ester group is formed by the combination of carboxylic acid and alcohol. So I think it is very clear, as the name tells, that this will be a condensation polymer having many ester group. And how it is formed? It is a copolymer of, basically I am to talk about terylene, but first I am just telling you polyester, many ester groups which are formed by the combination of acid and alcohol. And I am taking an example of terylene or Dacron, we can call. Terylene, you know, all you know. When you go to purchase to market, shirts of terracotta, pants of terracotta, terylene plus cotton. So that is a synthetic fiber there. So that is that fiber, terylene, and it is a condensation. It is example of polyester fiber. Means in this terylene you will find many ester groups. So it is a condensation copolymer of terephthalic acid. This is the terephthalic acid. And the another is glycol. This is glycol, this is ethylene glycol. Now you find again in this molecule, it's very clear, you find two functional groups. Satisfy the conditions of condensation polymerization. This is phthalic acid. It is also named as benzene. You check it now. Benzene 1,4-dicarboxylic acid. Similarly, you can also call it as ethane, 2 carbon single bond ethane 1,2 diol. So this is glycol and this is terephthalic acid. Now they undergo the combination. What do we find? From this alcohol, from this carboxylic acid, OH is lost, and from this alcohol, H is lost. So what is left here? O. You find this is O. And what is left here? CO. You find CO. And this is called ester group. This is what you call ester group. Now what is left? CS2, CS2O, and this is benzene. Now OH is lost. What you get? Benzene, CO. This is means what I mean to say. It again extends its bond formation, and here it loses H and again extend for the bond formation. Now this will be the monomer unit for terylene. Remember, both will combine, then they will form the monomer unit. This is polyester fiber. And what are the important uses we find? It is used in fabrics. And how does it used? It is blended with, it is written here also, it is blended with cotton, so we call it as terracotta. It is blended with wool, so we call it as terry-wool. Nowadays, whatever suitings you present, coat pant you present, they are not made up of wool, they are made up of terry-wool. Terylene plus wool. Again, tire cords like nylon 6. They are also used for seat belts. Very essential nowadays in automobiles, in four-wheelers. So seat belts is also made up of terylene. Boat sails. There are some sail boats which have big, large kind of canvas sails, and those sails are made up of again terylene or Dacron. And magnetic recording tape. These were in earlier days, it is being used for recording. I think you must have seen tape recorders there were. In those, the tapes were being used. These were magnetic recording tape, and they were also made up of terylene. So these are few examples of condensation polymers. In continuation to that, I just want to wind it up right now. It will not take much time. In this condensation polymer only, we have two more classes, simple and easy. I will discuss it now so that this chapter will be, or this topic will be winded up. Another polymer I am just talking with you. This is phenol formaldehyde polymer. Now when I say this is phenol formaldehyde polymer, as the name tell, it is made up of, it is composed of two monomer units. One is called phenol, other is called formaldehyde. One is called phenol and other is called formaldehyde. How do they do? What do we find? First of all, this phenol combines with this formaldehyde. This is formaldehyde, and it results in the formation of two kinds of molecules. This is phenol, this is CS2OH. Now they are at ortho positions to each other. These two adjacent position or benzene, they are to be called as ortho positions. So we call them as ortho hydroxymethyl phenol. This is what you call ortho hydroxymethyl. This is hydroxymethyl and phenol. And the another one we get, this is benzene, this is OH, and this is CS2OH. What do you call? Now in comparison to this is the opposite position. We call it as para position. So we call it as para hydroxy methyl phenol. Now what do we find? Now these hydroxymethyl phenols, when they are formed, now they undergo the process of polymerization. And basically this ortho-hydroxymethyl phenol first combine to form a linear chain polymer. Its large number of molecules get combined. This is hydroxymethyl phenol. Large number of its molecules get combined with the loss of water molecule, and this results in the formation of, you check it now, in the formation of linear chain polymer. In the formation of a linear chain polymer. In this way it get combined, and this is linear chain polymer, which we call it as Novolec. Its name is called as the Novolec. I repeat, phenol with formaldehyde forms ortho-hydroxymethyl phenol, para-hydroxymethyl phenol. On further heating, it results in the formation of first a linear chain polymer, which is called as the Novolec. And remember, it is being used in paints. ये paints में इस्तेमाल होता है. This is Novolec. Now, when this linear chain polymer is further heated, it undergo a further polymerization. And when I say it is used in further polymerization, this is the, you can say, units linear chain. Now these linear chain polymer undergo further polymerization, and when they undergo further polymerization, now they develop certain cross links also because of presence of formaldehyde. It results in the formation of cross links. You check it now. It results in the formation of certain cross links. This is one chain, let this is another chain, and the formaldehyde group, when it is heated with it, it undergoes further polymerization, and this results in the formation of, this is the cross links. These cross links are developed. No doubt, in the formation of these cross links, somewhere this para-hydroxymethyl phenol come into action, and this results, when these cross links are formed, more complicated structure, it results to give a three-dimensional structure, and this is called as the bakelite. This is known as bakelite. This is called as, we call it as bakelite. And this bakelite, when we have soft bakelite, so this soft bakelite is being used as a binding glue. See, and when it is further hardened, so this bakelite is used to make the comb. It is also used to make the switches, the electrical switches, because of its thermal and electrical insulation. So these are the uses of these bakelites. These are the two examples of phenol formaldehyde polymer. One is called Novolec, which is a linear chain polymer. Another is called bakelite, which is a three-dimensional polymer we have. These are being used, and you know, bakelite is also used to make the handles of various utensils as well, because what I told, it is thermal insulator. It is electrical. When it is electrical insulator, used to make switches. When it is thermal insulator, used to make the handles of many utensils. You have seen it. So this is about the phenol formaldehyde polymer, and this is called as bakelite. In continuation to this, the last polymer which we have to talk, this is melamine formaldehyde polymer. Now, what is this melamine formaldehyde? This is a structure for melamine. You see now. This is a structure for melamine. This is, I am talking about melamine formaldehyde polymer, and this is the structure for melamine. This is melamine. You see now? So here I am talking about melamine, formaldehyde, polymer. Now what do you find? This is melamine and this is formaldehyde, HC double bond OH. Now they combine, and when they combine, this results in the formation of a monomer unit. You check it now. Better to write like this: N double bond C, N double bond C, N double bond C. Now you get this is NHCS2OH. Means this formaldehyde get combined to this N. To any N it can get combined. Now this is another NS2 and this is another NS2. Now this is the unit. Now you find that why you will say this is a condensation polymer again, because on this molecule you find on one end you get OH and on another end you get NS2. So this undergo a polymerization, and I'm sure now it's very clear to all of us, okay, when it will undergo the polymerization, from here OH is lost and from here H is lost. So what should be the structure of its monomer unit? So its structure of monomer unit must be like this only. You can see this is, you will have NHCS2 and you will have NH, here you will have again NS2. So from this end and from this end bond formation takes place. This is called phenol melamine formaldehyde polymer, and this is also called as Melmec. And I think I just told you this is melamine formaldehyde polymer. It is being used in unbreakable crockery. So this is all about the different type of important condensation polymers which I had to discuss you according to the syllabus of CBSE 12th.